All right, cut there. What do you want to watch next week?
Uh, have you seen Sleepy Hollow?
I've never even heard of that. I mean, I've heard of it. I don't even know what
It's
it's about.
a horror slash thriller with Johnny Depp, um, Miranda Richardson, the dude who played Dumbledore, um, Christina Ricci.
I'm in.
Okay,
I'm in.
something cool for Halloween.
I'll get a copy up either Thursday or Friday. So, Sleepy Hollow it
Okay.
is.
Hey guys, welcome to Out the Trunk Pod with Jordan and Darius. My name is Jordan. You can find me on all socials at Jordy B Writing.
And I'm Darius. That's D's all up in your area on all socials.
This is our movie review segment. We're going to be reviewing Weapons, just came out this year, starring Josh Brolin, Julia Garner, Alden Ehrenreich, Austin Abrams, Benedict Wong, Amy Madigan, and Carrie Christopher. Weapons is about where nearly an entire third grade class in a small town mysteriously vanishes from their homes in the middle of the night. The shocked community fractures. A teacher, a grieving parent, and others are drawn into an escalating, terrifying search for answers, questioning what supernatural force or human evil is behind the disappearances. I'll toss it to you for Act One.
Act one, we're going to call it The Vanishing. A quiet suburban town is plunged into immediate chaos and suspicion when 17 elementary school children from the same class mysteriously disappear from their beds at 2:17 a.m., leaving no trace behind. Start this thing off by saying this is so football season started a couple weeks ago, not to date the podcast.
Yep.
I must say this is the first movie that because I watch on Mondays. This is the first movie
Hmm.
that I didn't feel like I'd rather be watching Monday Night Football. So it was really good. It kept me engaged. It was the mystery was
Yeah.
nice, and I must say that is a not that the movies we previewed were bad, but I just really like football, and it's
Right.
like
No, I feel you. Yeah, yeah.
I got the game was good, and I'm like I don't even care because this
Hmm.
movie is I'm locked in on this movie. So. What you got
I
for
feel
Act
you. Yeah, because
One?
for football season, I usually watch them either start Saturday during the day or I do Sunday night, like after the last game, or Monday night after the last game for the most part. Um, Yeah, so what I want to say first of all, Julia Garner is having a fucking year. She played the main character. She was also in Fantastic Four. She was a Silver Surfer. I think she was in another movie this year called was it The Wolfman? I think I want to say it
I
was.
was gonna pretend like that one didn't happen.
Oh, well, she was killing it though. She was great.
I get it though. When you get your break, you just gotta grab all of the. You gotta grab it
Yeah,
all.
you gotta get it how you
Because
live.
ask Daniel Kaluuya tomorrow. The deals might dry up, so
Shit,
you
yeah,
gotta
man.
scoop them. You gotta scoop them. But no,
Right.
well, other than Wolfman, which was not good. She's been on. I've
Yeah.
liked her since. So she had a role in The
Ozark.
Americans.
Oh,
I
okay.
was introduced to her in The Americans, and then Ozark. I
Okay.
loved her in Ozark.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Julia Gardner. You're having a year. I had one of my notes here
Yes.
that I deleted from my rundown was Julia Gardner. Woo. So, uh, love me some Julia Gardner.
Yeah,
Um,
she's great.
did no one have guns in this movie except for
Bro,
the
what
criminal?
what is that?
What
This
city in
movie
America is this gunless?
would have been so quick if they used their guns. By the way, it's a small town, so I'm assuming they're Second Amendment people. That's just the vibe I got watching the movie.
So
So I thought that was a little bit of a plot hole.
yeah, so I mean, I've said this before on the pod. I don't demand movies be realistic. I demand they stay true to
Right.
the world that was written. So if in this world gun ownership was not mass proliferated like it is in the real world, then it
Hmm.
makes I won't call it a plot hole. It just was given the modern version of where guns
Right.
are in America. It's just bizarre to see that
Correct.
nobody is armed. Like nobody. Like you didn't see a
Nobody.
gun until the end when they were in the bad guy's house. Bad
Correct.
one. I won't spoil it,
Well,
but the bad
yeah.
person's house. I just was like, where are the guns?
Yeah.
It's kind of like those 90s movies that wouldn't make sense if everyone had cell phones. Like, you're just like, all right,
Right.
this movie would have ended in 10
Yeah.
seconds.
Like Scream wouldn't have worked.
No.
I Know What You Did Last Summer wouldn't have worked.
All the Ferris Bueller's, the Home
Yep.
Alone, he'd have just texted his mom, like,
Yep.
hey, you're missing
Hey,
something.
someone's trying to break in the house.
So
Yeah.
what you got for Act One?
I really like that they had a kid do the narration for this movie. Um, I don't know why, but it just really worked. It's funny, so when I first started watching the movie, and the screen was all black, like I thought the feed was fucked up. Like
You thought I
I
gave
kept
you a
pausing it,
janky
like,
copy?
yep, yeah. I was like, what the fuck going on?
Nah, I make sure they're either MP4 or MKV, and I definitely check them because I've gotten them where the sound
Yeah,
is not old coded right and all kinds of shit.
right.
But I check them
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, I like that. That was I thought that was a really nice touch. What else did I say? The camera work in this movie was really, really good. I like the way that it was like all these like long shots, and for the first like almost 20 minutes of the movie, it feels like everything is shot like they're being chased. You almost never see anybody's face like straight on. I thought that was really dope storytelling, considering just kind of the confusion that was going on in the town.
Yeah, I like the storytelling in general.
Yeah, me
I
too.
love the different characters, and
Hmm.
I get into that in Act Two. But yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. The storytelling is great. They do a good job of building suspense.
Yes.
They don't fall into common horror movie tropes.
True.
They did a really good job with grief, like having the dad sleep in the child's
The
bed.
kid's bed.
Having the difference in how the parents are grieving.
Hmm.
Oftentimes when there's a child death, like one parent is, go, 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 and one parent
Right.
is just can't get out of bed.
Wallowing and
So,
yeah,
and there's no right or wrong. They're just doing it differently, and that can
correct.
also be a source of tension within the marriage, and you could see that on display.
Right.
So,
Yeah, a
I
lot of
thought that was
times
good.
when a child is not a lot of times, but it's a big number of times where if a couple loses a child, that the couple more often than not gets divorced.
I mean, it's a nuclear bomb in your relationship. Like,
Right. Yeah.
like, it's
It's
just I
literally the
don't.
worst thing that could ever happen, to a couple,
It
or to a
it
parent.
breaks the biological chain because parents are not supposed to bury
Correct.
their children, and so it breaks people. Like I don't know any more
Yeah.
elegant way to put that. So
No, I mean it's really what happens. I mean, there's no other way to put it, honestly. I think
I'm
this movie
surprised they just
did do a really
reopened
good
the
job of
school
showing that.
though with
Yeah, like a month later,
yeah. So I read a book about the Columbine shooting, and
Mhm.
even I mean that's just I think they lost more than 17 kids that day too. But
Hmm.
they reopened that next fall. Um,
Yeah.
and I don't know, this is way off topic, but funny anecdote, the principal of that school
Hmm.
made a pledge to all the students that like he would see all of them graduate.
Hmm.
And he knew, he was traumatized too. And his wife, he would, he told his wife, like, look, I made a pledge. And
Hmm.
the freshmen who were there on the day of the shooting, I need to see them walk across the stage. But if we can get through that, I'll
Yes.
quit Columbine and we can, you know,
Start over.
start over. And they ended up getting divorced. She didn't make it. But I just thought,
Mm.
I just remember reading that passage and going, I get it. I
Yeah.
get her being like, I need to move. I need to get the fuck up out of here. Like,
Yeah.
and him
No,
being
for
like,
sure.
no, I made a promise to those students, and I
Yeah.
told them the first day of school back after the shooting that fall that I will walk all of them across the stage.
The
And
stage.
he did. He kept his promise.
That's very honorable.
He kept his
Yeah.
promise. He did. He
It's
left as soon as
interesting you
after that, but
bring
he
that
kept his
up.
promise.
It's interesting you bring that up because I was on TikTok the other day and I don't remember exactly what I think it was in relation to the person that got assassinated or killed. And someone was saying like, talking about the whitewashing of certain history, parts of history, and they were saying that the Columbine thing was not just it wasn't just kids who got bullied who just
Yeah.
went berserk. It was white. They were white nationalists who had problematic views who went and they were ostracized because of their beliefs. They weren't just ostracized because they were like weird kids. Um,
Chris Rock had a
and
bit in the
somebody,
90s where he was like,
I'm scared of young white boys.
nah,
Oh,
he said, I saw the yearbook. There was 17 of them. He's like, I didn't have 17 friends in high school. I don't have 17 friends now.
for now.
What you mean lonely? I count 17 of y'all.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's like, there's 17 people in that group. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I
I
miss when
forgot about
comedy was funny. What were you saying?
that. So somebody talked about that, how they're actually white nationalists who were ostracized because of those obviously problematic beliefs. And I was scrolling the comments, and somebody in the comments they were like, "I actually went to Columbine, and I was at the school the day I'm a survivor of the day it happened." And yes, they were white nationalists. So I thought it was crazy that we think about it like it was like 50 years ago. We act like it was like 50 years ago, and that person's probably in their early 40s with kids, and it's just crazy to see that not much has changed, unfortunately.
Nah, yeah, I think there's a whole. I mean, I think they keep like some contact, the Columbine kids that survived, but
Hmm.
the principal has since remarried and moved, and the parents of one of the kids completely
Hmm.
fell off the grid, and the other parents, they're kind of still involved, but like the tapes, the basement tapes, I think they were called, they were eventually
Hmm.
destroyed, and you'll never know. They made several tapes detailing what they were going to do, and they'll
Mm.
never. I mean, they were destroyed, and this is 1990 whatever, so it's not like
It was
there's
like 97, I think, something like
not
that.
like there's external hard drives you can recover. These were actual physical tapes, and once they're destroyed, it's
Right, that
over.
you just burn them and that's it.
Right. So, anyways, we're way off topic. Anything else
Yeah.
for Act One?
Um, I thought the running style of the kids was actually a really nice touch
Yeah.
because it looks like they're just playing instead of them being in a trance. Or I mean, they obviously were in a trance, but they didn't look like they were in a trance. It didn't look like they were on some like serial killer shit. Um,
I did
and I
feel
like that it
like.
almost showed
Go ahead. Sorry.
just to say, it almost showed like they were just off to go be kids. It looked like they were off to go be kids and just play and do whatever kids do and then they're running into, a trap they had no idea was waiting for them. So I like not liked, but I appreciated the allegory of, the metaphor of what the movie is trying to say.
I will say that it felt a little plot hole movie tropey to me in the sense
Hmm.
that you ever watch those movies that only make sense if the characters never talk to each other? And I'm just like,
Right,
17 kids disappeared.
right.
And it took until this movie happened for him to be like, let's map where they were running to. Like, oh God, they're all
Yeah,
running in the same pattern.
yeah,
And it's like, that's
right.
not something that 17 parents didn't go together and go, does anyone else have
Where'd
a
you
ring
did
camera?
s-
Did you
Yeah.
see this? What happened? It was all at the same time. Let's break out the map.
Let's
This
start
only
and see
happened
where
when the
we can
movie
all
started.
converge.
Yeah,
Yes.
like it just
I,
felt
I
real
also thought
tropey.
I'm with you on that. I also thought it was weird that only one parent like tried to find the kids. Like, I mean, I'm not saying the other parents didn't try, but
Yeah.
maybe it was off screen, but like when he ran into the lady, opened the door, and the lady opened the door and was like, "Hey, can I look at your footage?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Dude, y'all are on the same mission. Why
Yeah.
why would you not help?"
It just felt like everyone was kind of underplaying how weird it was that 17 kids
Yeah,
disappeared at the same time
just
in the middle of the night. Like, this
right.
isn't a normal missing child gets
Occurrence.
found in a river, which is bad enough, but like this isn't a normal
Correct.
episode of Forensic Files. This is some supernatural shit. Like,
Yeah. I thought that was
like
weird. I also thought it was weird to me that I mean, the movie, that's the whole point of the movie. One of the big points of the movie was they all tried to like blame like the teacher, and it's like, okay, one kid is safe. Where are his parents? Like
right.
y'all didn't talk to his parents, or like to me, that's the first place I'm going.
Right. Again, a lot of decisions were made to move the plot along, not in the
Hmm.
decision that an actual parent would make.
Correct.
It's
Yes.
just only one of them is yelling at the little, is it Vigil or Virgil? I never know. Uh,
Vigil.
Vigil. And
Yeah.
again, I get that he's the main character in the movie, but it was just strange to me how nonchalant everyone was about this. Like she talks to the
Yeah.
principal and she's like, "Well, you want to talk to the kid?" And he's like, "Oh, I got my lunch. Once I finish this sandwich." What the
Ye-
fuck? You just can't go back to teaching English class. These kids are missing.
No.
No one knows. There's
Like,
no
what do you mean?
bodies. There's
Like,
no evidence. Nothing.
yeah. Also, like, even like think about it, those kids had other classes, I'm sure,
Yeah.
right? Like, so the other teachers weren't affected, the other students weren't affected. Like, it just, I don't know, it didn't that still thing didn't make sense to me about this movie. Well, one of the things didn't make sense to me about this movie. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Real tropey. You got anything else for Act
yeah.
One?
Oh, so
Go ahead.
I did go back and watch like the first half over again, just kind of see what I missed. And if you go back in the shot where the scene where they're interviewing, I think his name was Alex, the one kid that's left. Um, and his dad is to his right on the couch in school, and to the left there's another person, but they never show the face. but then they show a shot from the back of their head because they're showing the police officers, and you can see the orange hair of who we later find out who is, you know, they were right there in front of everybody in plain sight the entire time.
Yeah, also let me just say, any public school teacher, principal, whatever,
Hmm.
if some auntie shows up and says, "Oh, the parents can't come, they're under the weather for weeks at a time," that's not that's not how
Yeah.
that goes.
I'm checking the basement.
I remember one time I had to pick up my niece from her elementary school,
Yeah.
and my sister didn't like make a phone call or something. Man, you'd have thought I
Hmm.
was fucking Ted Bundy trying to walk up in that bitch, and with good reason.
No,
But
for
they was
sure.
not letting me bring my niece. She was not leaving without some sort of parental
Yes.
context,
No,
something.
absolutely.
You can't just be like, "Oh no, his mom told me it's cool." That's not how
Yep.
that works.
Yeah, like I remember like I was in like third or fourth grade. It was me and my brother and sister. We were age we were all in school together, and we like missed the bus. So we're like walking to school, and our friend's mom stops and gives us a ride. She had just dropped my friend off to school. So my friend was white. So we pull up to school, and it's a white lady in the van, and three little black kids get out. And so the next thing you know, the what do they call it? The carpool like monitors, whatever. They're like, well, that's weird. So they like bring us into the principal's office and like, hey, are y'all okay? Like, how do you know that woman? Like, what's going on? This isn't safe. And they call my parents and like let them know, like, hey, we have your kids here, but this happened today.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the school takes responsibility for the children in their care, and
Correct.
they don't take that responsibility lightly, nor should they.
Not nor
Uh,
should they. Yes.
Act two, the weaponized search. With authorities stalled, the teacher and a distraught parent launched their own investigation because, of course, forcing a group of fractured, self-destructive townspeople to confront their own secrets as they hunt for the sole remaining child and the truth. And as I read that blurb, like the teacher and the distraught
Hmm.
parent and the authorities, something like this, the FBI would be involved. It wouldn't just be the one local sheriff
One
and
one cop, a beat cop, like,
one
and a
cop
couple
and a sheriff,
detectives.
like, oh man,
Yeah.
in between DUI stops, just like checking on these missing kids. No. I will say that I do love stories that show the different scenes from different perspectives.
Me too.
And so like you would go like you saw the link at the bar from her perspective,
Right.
and then you later on you see the cop's perspective and you see why he fell for that because he was just having the day from hell.
Ever.
A
Yeah.
little police brutality sprinkled in. He had to do that. But
Yeah.
and so I just love that. Like one of my favorite examples of it is the TV show on Showtime called The Affair. It's over now. And
Okay.
they would do like episode would be like first half from the husband's perspective, second half from the wife's perspective, and
Oh,
like
got you.
first half from the male part of the affair's perspective and the
Hmm.
female, and then they would do like same scenes through different perspectives, and like when it was the wife, the husband would just say meaner things, and when it was the husband, it was cool. So
Got you. Yeah,
this
I
one
like shit
didn't
like
do too
that.
much flipping of the scenes based on who was it, but it was just like a different angle, and it gives you more
Hmm.
perspective and more context to the scene. Because like I
Right.
didn't even know they were both alcoholics until I saw his version of it and saw that
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
wife was talking to him about, you ain't supposed to be on that bottle. So, what you
Right.
got for Act Two, man?
Um, yes, I was gonna ask you, I got a few questions for this act, but so the first one I'll ask you is, so do you think Josh Brolin's character vandalized her car just cause, or do you think he did that as a way to like almost like mark the car so he could follow her?
I think in a small town it'd be pretty easy to follow her and figure out which car is
Mhm.
hers. You get a license plate. I just think he was in deep grief and delusional and just
Yeah,
doing shit.
got
I
you.
don't think there's any rhyme or reason for it. I just think he was experiencing the pain that no one can possibly relate to.
Right.
And his brain just told him that made sense. But,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, to answer your question, I don't think it was any sort of,
Okay.
you could do that, especially in a small town. You could do that with license plates. It's not that hard. So there's
True.
probably two gas stations in the whole goddamn city. So,
Right. Um, so yeah, speaking to your point about the multiple perspective storylines, I thought that was really dope. It reminded me almost of like the Game of Thrones books where each chapter is a different POV or
yeah.
different characters POV. And I also always like movies that have like a movie within a movie, almost like that one scene in Goodfellas where it's the whole day where he's just trying to go and like get the coke and the helicopter's over his head the whole time, like that kind of shit. Um, it almost made me want to like wish this was a book. I think it really would be a really cool idea for a book as well, which is ironic considering most books movies come from books. But it was so well written. I do just want to make sure that we shout that out as well.
It was really good writing and
Yeah.
nothing. It didn't feel cheap. Like you didn't see
Hmm.
the characters other than the parents that were off screen and not doing anything. The characters all made
Right.
decisions that made sense for themselves within the
Hmm.
context of their story. And so I thought that was dope as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Which POV did you enjoy the most?
The cop, the
Yeah,
beat
that was
cop,
mhm,
from starting the day, uh, I think he's obviously going through some sort of alcohol withdrawal. His old lady
mhm.
leaves. Then he catches the kid mid burglary, runs him down, does a little police brutality, tells him, "All right, we'll call it even. I caught you breaking into a house. I punched you in the face. No charges, no harm, no foul."
Yeah.
And then goes and tells his boss right away. We see some police corruption where his boss is like, "Well, let's just hope it blows over."
Let's just hope it doesn't. Yeah.
It's so normalized. Anyways, we and
Right.
then like and then he goes and he gets, the infamous Haytex, which is undefeated. He's
Yep.
like, look, hay is enough. If she's into you,
Yeah,
hay is enough. So
he's down in the dumps. He got pricked by a needle. Hopefully he was hoping he didn't get infected with anything, you know.
that's not quite how AIDS and HIV work, but I
Right.
understand why no one wants to get poked with dirty needles.
Correct. Yeah.
Like he's
Um
asking the guy, "When's your last tetanus shot?" Like that guy goes to the doctor.
right.
Like
Um
the homeless drug addict is like getting his regular
yeah.
physicals. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the crackhead camping in the woods is gonna
No.
be regularly visiting his PCP.
Right. You need a break. Do you have
Um,
AIDS? Like he knows.
like he would know. That shit was hilarious. He's like, hepatitis, anything?
Give me a break, man. What else you got for Act Two?
Um, yeah, actually, I was gonna say some of my favorite scenes in the movie were the ones with the cop and the junkie.
Yeah.
It was just so funny. Like it was like some much needed levity and very heavy movie. So I
So
always
much
enjoyed those
game
scenes
recognized
together.
game because like he gets stuck and then he punches the
Hmm.
kid, which man, nice shot because he knocked him smooth out
He
off
knocked
one
him smooth the
punch.
fuck out. Yeah,
Harder than it looks. And he's just like, all right, man, I caught you breaking into someone's house. We even
yeah,
like that's a felony too.
yeah.
So
True.
it's bad police work, but I get why both characters would be like, all right,
Yeah,
let's just agree to never talk to each other again.
yeah. Just never just call a truce.
Which is impossible in a town with 15 people, but
50
nonetheless.
people. Yeah, right. Um, and I like that they showed, um, like he kind of was the drug addict was kind of like the glue to a lot of the story.
Yeah.
Because he was always outside the gas station when she was going in to buy outside the liquor store when she was going to get liquor. Um, and then he was in the woods and he saw who it was, and then everything with the cop as well, and then finding, well, that's act three, but finding solving the mystery, so to speak. And I love he just everything he did was completely by accident of
Yeah.
him just being a, a
High and
homeless
drunk and
crackhead.
homeless and stupid.
Yeah. Dude tried
My
to pawn
favorite
a
thing
Hello
is he
Kitty
calls, he's
iPad.
like, I know where the kids are. Can you send me 50 grand? Like, that's
50
not how that works. It's
He's
not.
like, yeah, can you meet me somewhere? I have a phobia.
Yeah. Okay, dude. You again, everyone was bizarrely cavalier about the fact that 17 children disappeared into thin air.
Just right.
It's like, dude, there would be a dedicated phone number for that. And as
Yep.
soon as he called in and saying I have a lead on it, there would have been police cars on his location. Like,
Correct.
you don't get to just be like, meet me at the store.
Yeah, let's meet in the Walgreens parking lot. You
Yeah,
with the duffel
no.
bag, I'll send you the address.
Yeah, you're not, this isn't, that's not how that goes. So
Yeah,
how
Buddy
long
wanted a
before you had any
standoff.
idea what was going on?
Um, Going on in terms of the people being used as pawns, basically, or
It felt like disparate parts. I didn't like. I honestly, it just felt like no one. I felt like it wasn't even about the children until the cop
Right.
sees them, or to the junkie breaks into the house and sees, what's going on. It just felt like
Right.
a random story about people in a small town until
Yeah.
I was worried that it was never going to get around to being a movie. Like, so
Got you. Got you. Um, yeah, I mean, I think I probably figured they had to probably have been in that house because where else would they be?
yeah,
Um, Also, talk about shitty police work. There was like five old newspapers in the driveway. The car had not moved an inch in a month, and no one noticed or said anything. There's a child who's just getting himself to and from school
yeah.
every day, who usually is carpooled or
No
driven
one's
to and
seen the
from work.
parents. Some crazy aunt is like, "Oh, don't worry about it."
Yeah, who looks
It
like the
takes the
fucking Joker.
principal to bring them by. Like, again, does anyone care that the children are
No, seriously, yeah, it's like no one
missing?
gave a shit. It's like it's sad, but oh well.
It just
Oh well, I guess it's like that in society now too. But um,
Nah, if 17 children disappeared into thin air, there would be a nationwide 24/7 news cycle trying to find those children.
well, I mean, the movie's a metaphor for school shootings, and in that sense, people don't care because nothing's changed.
Uh, fair. Um, I still think they would it was they if that's what they were going for, they were a little heavy-handed. People care more than that. Uh,
Yeah,
so
I hope so. Yeah, I don't know when I started to figure it out, to be honest with you, because it was just because like even like the okay, so we'll just do you want to
just
go to
move
Act
to
Three so we
Act
can talk
Three.
about
All
the
right.
yeah.
Act Three, The Reckoning. The separate paths of the desperate searchers suddenly converge on a single house where an unsettling force is finally revealed, forcing them into a horrific confrontation to break a devastating cycle and save the missing children. All right, this is where it gets a little stupid. I was like,
Yeah, it because it just didn't make sense. Uh,
I was just like,
so
the cop gets a lead
yeah,
on the missing kids, doesn't call for backup, shows up alone to a house where he thinks
bruh,
17 children are missing. Um,
just stupid.
it just got really
Uh,
stupid here. I have in my
yeah,
notes here, they didn't land this plane. Uh,
they did not. They did not land the plane.
I was really mad because it started great. It had me in, and then
Yeah,
just like we get an endless chase scene, which I've said before, I fucking hate that shit. Like just like let's just run for 10 minutes and scream. No plot
yeah,
is moved. It's just
they
really bad
fumbled
act
the
three.
they fumbled the ending really, really badly, I think.
Just
Well,
a
so we'll
really
say
bad
that
act three.
yeah, yes. So the boogeyman killer, whatever, kidnapper is
Still don't know her
the one kid.
motivation. Uh
Right, I was about to say, yeah, the one kid's crazy aunt. She possesses people with a rose stem, and she wraps their hair around it, cuts herself, breaks it in half, and they do what she wants, or they kill people. And they run like this, like they're doing at the airplane.
and they're invincible unless they're shot or hit by a car.
Right,
But they're impervious to stab wounds and
yeah.
it's just nothing.
She shaved. Remember, she peeled the dude's face with the peeler, and
Yeah.
just like nothing happened.
Or like
Um,
the principal is in the store and he's just like running into brick walls and
yeah.
he's a fucking zombie. And again, this is
Yep.
where it got really stupid. I just was like, all right, man,
It did get really stupid.
they did not land this plane.
It just didn't make sense because it's like, one, why is she doing this? Are they like her life force? She needs to feed off souls, I guess. Okay, but why? How'd she get like this? Also, she's like the kid's aunt, great aunt. So was her mom like that too? Like it,
Yeah.
how did she get like that? Nothing made. We didn't get
What
any
is it?
answers.
The who, what, why, where, and how.
When,
So
where, and how.
we
Yeah,
got a who, we got a what, we got a when. We never got a why
we
and a
gotta.
how.
Yeah, yeah,
You got to answer those
correct.
five questions to get them to get them.
Yes.
If you're in a thriller, you have to answer those five questions.
Yeah. If this movie was a current event, they would have failed that assignment.
Yeah, like it's just we never got a why, we never got a how. She just kind of shows up as an aunt that's sick and just starts kidnapping children telepathically,
and
and no one
telling
explains.
people to poke themselves in the face with forks. All right.
And in the end, it's just like an endless chase scene where there's like shooting and there's salt on the floor and he doesn't cross. I was like, all right, this is stupid. What time's the game come on? That's kind of
Yeah,
where I
like you
was
mean to
at.
tell me salt was the answer the whole time? That okay.
Yeah, I don't really have
Yeah,
anything
they
for
really
Act Three,
fumbled.
man, because all I got is this was
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, I
What you
was gonna
got?
ask you like, did you? Because I was like, am I missing some symbolism here? Like, what am I missing? I don't. It just.
Act one and two are great. They just, I
Yeah,
don't know. Everything from the moment the cop shows up at that house and
was
then drags the
stupid.
junkie in there is just stupid. Like, I don't really, I
Yeah.
wish I had a more eloquent way to put it, but it was just stupid.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it was stupid. They nailed the last like 30 seconds where they talk about how some families were never the same and some kids were kind of able to speak again, like in terms of just the trauma of what happened. That was the only thing to me that landed well
I think a
in
lot of
this third
scary
act.
movies do this where they have like every scary movie starts, it's normal, and then things get weird. And then there's like what I call the explosion, where like all hell breaks loose. And then
Right.
the third act, the explanation, a lot of scary movies just never land that part. They end the movie with an endless
Hmm.
chase scene. Bad guy dies. It's almost like the sun
Yep.
came up at the end almost, and it was just like movie over. The sun comes up, the movie's over, the credits roll.
Yeah, even like the whole 217 thing, they never said like why 217, why that
They
time
never
period. That,
explained the
that didn't make
AK in the
sense.
sky. It was
You have to say
like,
the AK in the sky. Like no one
no.
used a gun in this movie. I mean, I understand the metaphor for school. We understand that. So, but it just was so. It was
You
almost
can't just
so
have a
sloppy
metaphor for
that.
a metaphor though. Like it has to make sense. And like
Right.
it
Yeah.
just like where nothing about that made sense.
Correct.
Um yeah.
Yeah.
What do you rate
Yeah.
it? Do you
Because
want to go
also
to
my
you
big.
have anything
Yeah.
else?
Yeah. Yeah. Just yeah. That's like I still can't get over. There's two things that I still don't get. Why, if someone kidnapped or possibly killed 17 children and they're in one place, wouldn't you assume that they're powerful enough that you would probably need some fucking backup?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna go
Showed
in
up
yourself with
alone.
a handgun and like,
Showed up
okay,
alone. First of all, he's proven himself to be incompetent in more ways than one. And
yes,
second of all, like you showed up to the crime scene where you expecting to find 17 body bags of children and you didn't think
right,
to tell your boss, "Hey boss, I'm heading out." Like
yeah,
anything? Like
nothing, because I'm calling the whole police force.
yeah, everyone would. You would be like, "No, we all you gotta do is have a lead on the children," and you would hear the fucking. Well, they'd probably be a little bit more discreet, but like
It'd
it
be
would
the
be all hands
cavalry,
on deck,
right?
you know. So, what do you rate it?
Yeah. Um, it's hard to say because it feels so incomplete, but I'm gonna give it 3 stars.
I'll give it three as
Great
well.
premise, really good execution. Um, Excellent cinematography and tone and suspense. They just fucked the ending up.
I am someone who thinks we overweight, not rate, overweight endings to things.
Hmm.
I think the ride is just as important.
Hmm.
So even though I mean I would give the ending a zero, but
Right.
I enjoyed Act One and I enjoyed Act Two, so I'm gonna average it out to a three. Honestly, that's how most scary movies are for me. Act One and Act Two are great. Then Act Three just ends
Yeah.
with an endless chase scene that just feels like okay, you're just out of plot and you just want to
Hmm.
gore it up
Yeah.
for a little bit. So three. All right. Thanks for listening. My name is Darius. That's D's I Love Me area on all socials.
And I'm Jordan. That's Jordy B Writing on all socials.
Please rate, like, subscribe. We are at Out the Trunk Pod on all socials. That is Out the Trunk Pod on all socials.
And for any ongoing movie recommendations, reach out to us via email at outthetrunkpod@gmail.com. That's outthetrunkpod@gmail.com. Thanks for coming to watch a movie with us. That's a wrap. We'll be back next week reviewing Sleepy Hollow.
All right,
You guys
y'all.
take care.